A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us on K24 Newscut as we give you the latest updates from across the country. My name is Harriet Chimeno. Our sign language interpreter is Walter Asere. Let's begin with our top stories. Senior police officers led by Acting Inspector General Gilbert Masengeli are meeting in Embakasi to discuss security ahead of the August 8th Nane Nane demonstration. Kenya has urged its citizens to leave Lebanon due to heightened Middle East tensions following Iran's vow for revenge against Israel. The government plans to enhance the Linda Mama program, providing full childbirth coverage for expectant mothers through the Social Health Insurance Fund. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us once again. The Teachers Service Commission has announced plans to recruit 3,600 special needs educators within this financial year. Appearing before the Parliamentary Committee on Cohesion, TSC CEO Nancy Macharia said the commission would deploy the teachers in 3 batches of 1,200 due to budget constraints. The government has also been under pressure to increase capitation for special needs learners to ensure their needs are adequately met.
Again, you can write to us and we shall provide. We have no problem. You oversight us. I think the other one I can answer right away is about the welfare of teachers, and I will ask my colleague when I'm done, the legal person here, to help me about the welfare of teachers, that if you are injured in the course of duty, what does TSC do? And one thing we have is a robust medical scheme. Of course, we cannot change that because that one, there are the parameters that guide it, including your job group and so on. But we do have what we call WIBA. It's Work Injury Benefits Act or something like that, which we have, and I think Wakili will be going through it. The 224, I think 1,763 that we have done. The members want to see if we did it fairly. As I have said, Chair, you can always write to us, we shall provide that. Then there is the issue of the CBE. How did we come up with it? Because as you went to school, you came across children who had autism and so on. This has been the guiding one that came from the ministry. It was determined through a study that was done by the ministry and then passed to us on how we should staff these particular schools. Obviously, when you look at the guidance, the CB, what we call the staffing norm of these schools, and where we are saying, for example, page 4, the mentally handicapped and so on. Of course, as we staff, we also know that in autism, this is the baseline. Like, if you have autistic children who are not severe, then a teacher can handle 4. But obviously, there are those extreme cases where the children are very violent and hyperactive, and in such cases, actually, we do need one teacher, just like for the deaf and blind. So this is just a guiding outline of how you should start. But then when you go to these schools, you'll even find, although we have said in cerebral palsy, you have 4. There are cases where a teacher cannot handle 4, they can only handle 1. So these ones will go on merit, but this is supposed to be the guide. And it is true, we are aware, we ourselves have visited some of these schools, and actually we know what these teachers go through. Even as we came up with this deployment plan, even without money, it is because of what you are saying. You better understaff the regular school and try to help these schools, because these children also need care. The teachers are overworked. Actually, they go beyond what they should do, and that's why we have this deployment plan. And yes, these teachers will come from the pool of our regular schools, because then these teachers are already trained, and we are encouraging them to go and take that diploma in KISE. We are working very closely with KISE so that they get as many teachers, because Chair, to handle the mentally handicapped or to go to SNE schools, you'll have to have a passion for it. It's not everybody who can teach in the school just because you have the SNE skills. So we partner with KISE to ensure that those teachers who have a passion of taking care of these schools are given study leave. And once they come back, we just deploy them straight to those schools. We are doing this, Chair, because we do not have budget, as you already are aware. So if we don't do the first, and we try to get some of these teachers from the regular schools, then it means these schools will not work. So that's what we're doing. And I think that answers again the question on, do we give affirmative action? Yes, that's why we are giving them affirmative action. And that's why when we are also doing the promotions, we have said, we have customized those promotions. These teachers compete amongst themselves. They can't compete with those teachers from regular schools, and that's part of the affirmative action. Chair, in terms of allowances, we give them 10,000 for special school. As long as you are teaching in a special school, you then get 10,000. Yes, per month. It's part of your salary anyways, an allowance. Then, for those ones where we have to give guide and so on, it is 20,000. So on top of the 10,000, then we give the 20,000, especially for the deaf, for the blind, and so on. And
well, be sure to get a detailed update on that story later on. Now, Public Health and Professional Standards PS Mary Muthoni has announced the government's plan to reintroduce an enhanced version of the Linda Mama program, responding to public demand. The revamped program will offer expectant mothers improved benefits covering all costs associated with childbirth, whether normal or cesarean, as part of the Social Health Insurance Fund. Public participation is ongoing to gather suggestions for the new program, and initial funding has been allocated, with efforts underway to secure additional resources during the upcoming budget process.
Linda Mama was the program that was taking care of pregnant mothers when they were giving birth, during delivery. And what we are doing right now is repackage the same and enhance the benefits. Ensure that Linda Mama is still there, but the benefits are more. Okay? That we'll take care of prenatal care, we'll take care of normal delivery, we'll take care of cesarean delivery, and we'll also take care of the newborn care. And equally, if there are complications, if a mother has complications, then we will extend the same for that. So the package is bigger, and it is much better than what the ladies used to, or the women used to have. Remember, in Linda Mama, you would buy even jik. You would buy cotton wool. You would buy even scissors. You would buy everything so that you go and deliver. Right now, we will not go to that. You will simply just present yourself to the hospital and give birth.
Kenya has initiated an urgent evacuation plan for its citizens in Lebanon, citing escalating tensions. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in a statement on Tuesday, advised Kenyans in Lebanon to register for evacuation and move to designated safe zones if able. The ministry also issued emergency hotline numbers for Kenyans living in Lebanon. Several countries have urged their nationals to leave Lebanon amid fears of a wider conflict in the Middle East. The Middle East region is experiencing heightened tension after Iran vowed revenge on Israel over the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas group. Kenya Defence University Vice-Chancellor Lieutenant General Jimson Mutai has emphasized the need to invest in military personnel by equipping them with tools and knowledge that keep pace with technological advancements. This, he says, will enable them to address both traditional and emerging security challenges. Lieutenant General Mutai made these remarks during the opening of a 3-day Senior Professional Military Education Commandants Forum in Nairobi, which has drawn military and civilian security officials from Ghana, Malawi, Morocco, Nigeria, Senegal, South Africa, and Zambia.
Things should be aligned to leverage emerging technologies. In recent years, we have witnessed significant advancement in technology, especially digital technology, which enables simulation training, provides digital learning platforms, as well as various opportunities and threats in the security environment posed by developments such as artificial intelligence. Therefore, it is imperative that we continuously adapt our professional military education curricula to reflect these advancements, ensuring that our military education remains relevant and forward-looking. It is worth noting that despite the opportunities provided by technological advancement, the human capital still remains our most valuable asset.
Narok Governor Patrick Ntutu has urged motorists to exercise vigilance while driving on highways to help reduce the number of road accidents. Speaking at the commissioning of a health facility at Oledekesi Health Center in Narok East Sub-County, Governor Ntutu expressed condolences to families who have lost loved ones. His comments follow a tragic accident at Katakala area along the Narok-Bomet Highway, where 4 people, including 3 foreigners and a Kenyan driver, died on the spot in a tour vehicle crash.
Tuko na kuna accident nyingi ambayo inafanyika katika barabara zetu, na ni kwa sababu kuna watu wanaendesha magari kwa haraka sana. Na mimi nataka tu kuwaomba nyinyi muwe waangalifu, hasa wa vijana wetu wa pikipiki. Juzi tumepoteza wa vijana wetu wawili hapa kwa Ndulele, na hiyo ni kumaanisha kwamba wa vijana walitoka usiku na kuna lori ambayo iliweza kupata accident pale. Na kwa sababu pia wa vijana wetu muwe waangalifu sana wakati mko na hizi pikipiki. Lazima mfae helmet ili wasaidie mnapopata mambo ya ajali. Pia wakaaji wa Narok, tumekubaliana na nyinyi ya kwamba tufanye kazi pamoja, viongozi wote washikane, wawe kitu kimoja, tukiendelea kuendesha kaunti yetu mbele. Hii gurudumu ya maendeleo lazima tusaidiane na wananchi na tusaidiane na viongozi wengine.
The university's Academic Staff Union, UN chapter, has condemned the manner in which the University of Nairobi Vice-Chancellor Professor Stephen Kiama was bundled out of office. Led by Chapter Secretary Maloba Wekesa, the union wants due process to be followed, condemning the deploying of police on the embattled Vice-Chancellor, terming it as humiliating. The union has called on anyone with evidence against Professor Kiama to present themselves before relevant authorities, as opposed to the use of hired goons to humiliate Professor Kiama.
We want to take this opportunity to disabuse the sentiments that were made by the Chair of Council, Professor Mkoa Nangwe. Yesterday, in his remarks, Professor Mkoa stated that he had received complaints of staff, which among other charges led to the suspension of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Kiama Gitai. Now, as WASU UON, we are not privy to such complaints. We have no records of the same. And even as we struggle to understand how a body that is tasked with policy decisions was commiserating with staff through means that is unknown to WASU. Let us be very clear on this matter. The University of Nairobi is not run through grapevine. It is not run through rumors. And certainly it is not run through conjecture. We take umbrage to the narrative that there's a separate, unofficial, unsanctioned, and unknown way of collecting sentiments of staff that is available to this council and not any other before it. We also take this opportunity to remind Professor Mkoa and his team that UWASU is the legal entity that speaks on behalf of academic staff. And we vehemently scoff at any attempt by the council chair to abrogate the union's role as the staff representative. If the council wishes to hear from staff, there are established protocols that guide such an engagement. It is not, and we will not agree, that this council establishes an unofficial channel of reaching staff. That is a sure way of engendering distrust, disharmony, and mendacity. Ultimately, it will end the academe as we know it.
While on that note, we take a very short break. More stories to come. Do stay with us.